Morning. Good
Good
evening.
morning, Kumar.
Good evening to you. Thank you.
Morning.
Good
Hey,
morning.
Tammy. Good morning.
Hi. Hi. I've turned some lights on. It's so dark. My picture's not showing up.
Yeah, before I could even see your name, I'm just trying to figure out what is that structure behind you.
We were in Dominican Republic in Punta Cana, and we went to a zoo, and that was where we went to see these little spider monkeys and feed them.
Ah,
And it's in, so if you ever saw the movie Jurassic Park or not, this
yes.
is like where they filmed all of that jungle stuff. Like,
Okay.
well, not where the monkeys are. That's obviously a zoo, but yeah, that whole, yeah, so pretty.
So spider monkeys are in endangered list, or how is that?
Mm, they're so cute too. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they pooped all over us. Anyway, you give, they take. They give their cuteness and leave something behind it. Mhm.
Hi, Sashi. Morning.
Morning.
Okay. It's 7 a.m. and time to start.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good evening for you. We still have a cold front.
Very cold.
For you, very cold. For us, it is pleasantly cold or a little bit nippy in the morning. Maybe in the low 40s or something like that. Okay, let's get started. Start with 3 ohms as usual. Please take a deep breath. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. Purna, are you here? I don't see you here. Those of you who have not turned on your video, please kindly turn on your video. I don't want to be speaking to a blank screen. Okay, she's not here, so let me do the prayer. Sri Lakshmi, you want to do the prayer?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Om योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिं श्रीमते अनन्ताय नागराजाय Namo Namaha. Thank you, sir.
Okay, namaste. Good morning, everyone. So, last week we completed Sutra 318. So, let me get to we started at 16. So let's see what 16 told us is Parinama, Parinama, the result of the threefold by Sanmyama unfolds knowledge of the past and future. Because the Dharma Lakshana Avastha that we saw actually gives us the knowledge of the past as well as the future. That's what we saw. And then the very next sutra, we saw that by samyama on the sounds, on the different kinds of sounds or whatever it is, one can get the understanding of the meaning of those sounds. So that's where we said, because sounds are vibrations, that all kinds of languages, including the language of the animals and birds, those things can come to us. Understand from starting from this sutra that all these things are siddhis, special abilities. So starting through Sutra 17, for the next 20 sutras or 30 sutras, we are going to see various kinds of siddhis. Siddhis are the special abilities. In the next sutra we saw by directly experiencing the workings of the sanskara. That is, by accepting sanskaras or by tuning into the programs of and viewing oneself and viewing ourselves as an instrument in this cosmic flow of things and going with the flow of the cosmos, what we will get is knowledge of previous births. Any questions up to here before we start on the new sutra? Okay. See, these are all like last week I told you as we started the siddhis, I said all these siddhis that Patanjali Muni is explaining, these are all special abilities. So these are given by the divine. They just are given by the divine based on the requirement of dharma, or the cosmos. Ishvara decides what is the need. It is a need-based thing. The siddhis are need-based thing. And we don't even know if Patanjali Muni enjoyed had all these siddhis, or he just had the jnana from above to give these sutras. We don't know that very clearly, but the sutras are here. Like I said last week, these sutras are here so that we know as purification happens, some of these abilities may come to us. And when it comes to us, we should not stop right there. This is only on the path to the final state of Sabija Samadhi, Nirbida Samadhi, all that. So if we stop here and get excited about all this and not use it for what it is meant for, then we get derailed in our quest for Kaivalyam or moksha. So with that note of caution, let us understand all this in this. Pratyayasya parachitta jnanam. Pratyayasya parachitta jnanam. Remember, whenever you see this asya, first word asya, means it's a possessive noun. Pratyayasya. Pratyaya is conviction or beliefs. So, convictions belonging to the conviction, that's what it means. Pratyayasya. If you say Kumarasya, means Kumarasya pustaka. So, pustaka means book. Kumarasya pustaka means this Kumar's book. So, Pratyayasya means belonging to Pratyaya. Or by conviction or by belief. Parachitta is, para means other, chitta we know, chitta is the software. So others chitta or chitta of others. Jnanam. Jnanam is knowledge or awareness. So he says by conviction or intent. That's what he says. By that deep conviction, knowledge of others chitta is acquired. What does this mean to us? This means if when we have that siddhi, just by focusing intently on the other person, they don't have to be in front of us. We can bring their picture in front of us, and then when we focus on that, we can know what type of a person they are, whether they can be trusted, whether they will speak the truth, whether they are generous people. Those kinds of things you will know. All the characteristics of the person you will know. So when that siddhi is there, it should be used only when it is necessary, very, very prudently. One should not be go about looking about everybody and trying to figure out if this person is to be trusted or not. Correct? If you're in a bus stop or you're in an airplane or in a public place and there are hundreds of people, you don't look at each one's chitta and say, oh, he's a thief, he's a this, he's a that, he's a liar. You don't want to do that. Okay? Even if you do that for practice, keep it yourself. Don't tell your spouse or anybody else who's next to you when you're back home or when even if they are around you. So these are all, you must keep all this information airtight. That's what it means. Any questions here? All right, let's go on. Na cha tat salambanam tasya avishayi bhutatvat. Na cha tat salambanam tasya avishayi bhutatvat. So let us see. Na is not. So cha also. Na cha means but not. Tat is that we know, or it. It could be one of the two things. We can use it either way. Salambanam means the support. Tasya is again asya comes right there, right? Asya. Asya means here it means his or hers or its. That's what it means. Avishyayi, lack of subject matter or imperceptible content. That's what it means. So it comes from vishay, vishayi, avishayi. Vishayam we know it is subject. Yeah, some information. Avishayi, a in front of that. So lack of subject matter or imperceptible content. Bhutatvat. So because of being in the nature of created matter. Bhuta means of this world. Bhutatvat means because of being in the nature of created matter. Whatever is part of this universe, created matter. So putting all these three words together, tasya avishayi bhutatvat. Because of its lack of information content in created matter. So let us see in summary what he is talking about. So, but not that support of the chitta, which is God, because of its imperceptible content in created matter. So he's saying while one can read another chitta, its support, God, cannot be read from reading that chitta. So let us say I am able to read Mohan's chitta. I have the ability to read Mohan's chitta. I read that. But from reading Mohan's chitta, where did Mohan's chitta come from? It came from Prakriti, and Prakriti came from Ishvara, right? So it is not possible for me to look at that Ishvara. He is beyond all that. You cannot look at the source. That's what it says. With me? So anything for that matter, any chitta for that matter, when we look at it, we can understand its characteristics. But beyond that, since the chitta came from Ishvara, we cannot look at Ishvara's chitta because it is not accessible to us. Any questions here? See, this is why we said in chapter 1 itself about when he describes Ishvara, he said, Klesha karma vipaka ashaihi aparamrishtaha purusha visesha Ishvaraha. That's how he describes Ishvara. Klesha karma vipaka ashaihi. That is, klesha karma vipaka, fruitioning. Fruitioning of klesha and karma, vipaka ashaihi, aparamrishtaha. Aparamrishtaha is beyond all that. So he is beyond all that. He is beyond the fruitioning of, there is nothing like that affects him. There is nothing like klesha and karma will affect him. He is beyond all that, beyond that cycle of klesha and karma. Only we are in that cycle. So similarly, the earlier sutra is supporting that he is beyond us. So he is beyond all this. So we cannot look at his chitta. Clear? So that's why we can only experience Ishvara. We cannot know anything about him. He is imperceptible. So let's go on to the next sutra. Kaya Rupa Samyamat. So by now we know Samyama. Kaya Rupa Samyamat Tad Grahya Shakti Stambe Chakshuhu Prakasha Asamprayoge Antardhanam. Kaya Rupa Samyamat Tad Grahya Shakti Stambe Chakshuhu Prakasha Asamprayoge Antardhanam. So what is Samyama?
Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi.
Samadhi. So we said that in the earlier part of this chapter, this pada, Vibhuti pada, we saw the definition. There was a sutra which said Trayam Ekatanata Samyamaha. Or Trayam Ekatra Samyamaha. When all these three things come together, what are those three things? Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. When all those three things come together, there was a new name that was coined, Samyama. So that's what he's saying here. Let us see. Kaya Rupa. Kaya means the physical body, right? Physical body form. Kaya Rupa, physical body. Rupa means form. Form of physical body form. Samyamat. So from Samyama, that Grahya. Grahya means grasping or holding or grabbing. Shakti is power or energy or ability. Stambhe means frozen, inert, not moving, motionless, all that, or by anchoring, by motionlessness or by anchoring. Chakshuhu Prakasha, light in the eyes. Chakshuhu Prakasha means light in the eyes, or light coming to the eyes, one of the two. Light from the eyes, light in the eyes, or light coming into the eyes. Asamprayoge, not being able to use. Asamprayoge. Antardhanam, hidden or invisible. Antardhanam, hidden or invisible. So let us look at the summary. It says by Samyama on the physical body form, that energy held motionless, disconnected from the light in the eyes, one becomes invisible or hidden. Okay. So what do we understand here is, let us say I am talking to say Madhavi, and then I focus on her eyes, the light that is entering her eyes, that the light that is coming from her eyes. I'm focusing on her eyes, her physical body, and then her eyes. When I do that and I hold that energy motionless, I can become invisible to her. We have heard about all these various things, that how somebody will suddenly become invisible. So he's saying it is a siddhi, and this is how it is done. By samyama on the physical body form and holding that energy from the eyes motionless, then you become invisible to that person. Any questions here?
So,
So this is
Kumar, I
yeah,
have one question.
yeah,
All this, whatever, talking about 3.21 or 20,
yes,
this is a different stream when you reach Sanyama,
mm.
or because what I mean is, then you cannot realize God if you see all this, or you can realize God and see this also.
See, this is on the way to not seeing God, connecting with God. That's what you're saying.
Connecting with God, yeah.
So on the way to that, or even when we have connectivity now and then, these kinds of siddhis can happen. That's what he's saying. And he says, don't get carried away by this. Keep at the bigger goal, which is to get to that state of nirbija samadhi. Correct? That's our goal. I mean, right now we are in sabija samadhi. We need a seed to start this process. That's why we start with dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. And in the state of samadhi, we also saw there are two or three different types of states of samadhi are there. And then he said, even with all that, it is still bahiranga to nirbija samadhi. It is still external to nirbija samadhi. So our goal is really to get to nirbija samadhi, which is kaivalyam, right? So on the way, we are going to get some siddhis. It is from various Vedantic texts and things like that. From Ramayana, especially, we know that Hanuman had Ashtasiddhis. We will see some of them here as we go forward. He had Ashtasiddhis: Anima, Garima, Mahima. Those kinds of. He had about 8 siddhis. Anima means he can become very, very small. Garima means he can become very, very heavy. Mahima means he can become very, very big.
That's the story. True.
He has 8 kinds of siddhis, special abilities.
What's the
And
name?
we have seen in Ramayana how he used that also, right?
Correct.
In Sri Lanka, he became very, very big, huge. So, and he was able to lift that mountain, right? Sanjeeva mountain. So, that kind of strength he had.
What's the name?
He could fly.
Mute us.
Write it.
So, he had all the siddhis. So these things might come on the way, which are to be used. And if you look at Hanuman, he used it only for that purpose of protecting Sita from Ravana, and also to help Sri Rama get her back. He did not use it for any of his personal needs, or he did not make money out of it.
We have story that a mathematician from Oxford University wrote for children, where he mentions that person became huge or little, or I don't remember the story well, but it's called Alice in Wonderland, and it's one of the most saleable books in history of children's literature. Alice in Wonderland, and it's beautifully illustrated with Alice being little one and then grown up into huge proportions. So I remember reading it to our daughter when she was little, and she loves it.
Mm.
On the practical level, I'm thinking, why? What is the use of these powers? What we are talking about, like looking into a person's eyes and guessing character and reading their mind. What would that, or hiding? Why would I hide?
Why would you hide?
Yes.
There are if you see on a regular day-to-day basis, if you look at it, there is no reason. But if you look at earlier centuries, if you're a spy and you had this kind of a ability, and if you're spotted and you're
Yes.
caught, you can vanish.
Yeah, that's useful tool in
Yes.
a job. Thank you.
Sure. So, in modern day, how we have to understand this is how we see that the fighter jets, how they avoid radar detection by the enemy,
Oh yes, yes,
right?
yes, Michael. You know about it?
So I think
So they make the body of the fighter jets with special material. Some planes, I hear that they even paint a special material and it needs to be recoated and it's pretty expensive.
Yes, it's paint. Yes.
Every often, maybe once a year or 6 months. I don't know what's the frequency.
Yeah, radar absorbing coating.
Huh?
Well, we've got the ex-pilot next to me. Come on, Michael, tell us what is it that makes them invisible?
The radar absorbing coatings or paint, but also material, rubber type materials which are on the surface which absorb the radiation.
Okay. So, myself and Mohan, we studied plenty of stuff on radar, how the radar works, and basically, all this electromagnetic radiation stuff. Yeah, electromagnetic wave theory. As part of that, we studied plenty. And anyways, the main thing there is an electronic beam is being sent from the big radar dishes. And as the plane comes, it hits the plane and then it bounces back. The radar captures it, and then the time at which it was sent and the time at which it got back the signal, that echo, it's an echo of the electromagnetic wave. So with that, they can calculate how far the target is and in what direction it is moving and all that. Okay. So if, like what the ex-pilot says, if we can coat with the paint the body of the plane with anti-electromagnetic reflective coating of paint, then those will not be reflected. So this is what happens in the during a war. The enemy is unable to detect. So this is the race that goes on. So then, before starting a war, they are going to look at all these things and they improve their capabilities. And as they improve their capabilities, the other enemy country, they also improve. This constant thing is going on. With me, people? Very interesting things. Without any kind of paint or any kind of material, with Samyama, they were able to do all this. You can vanish without having any kind of special layer special dress or something that we wear or anything like that. They were able to do it with samyama. The spiritual powers can do wonders. That's what it's saying. Any questions? Science, technology, spirituality all together. Okay. एतेन शब्दादि अंतर्धानम उक्तम. एतेन शब्दादि अंतर्धानम uktam. Uktam means to speak. Ukta. Ukta is words or speak. So let us see. Etena means by this or in the same way. Shabdadi. Shabda means sound, etc. Implying sound, smell, taste, and touch besides sight. So he is putting everything together here. Antardhanam, we know the word, we already saw this word. Antardhanam means hidden. Uktam is spoken of or explained. In the same way, sound, smell, taste, and touch becomes hidden, is explained. So that's what he says here in Sutra 22. Many things can be hidden. Like how in the modern day, you can hide yourself by hide your presence in the internet by having the VPN, right? Very, very private network. When you have that, you are hidden from all the regular people. They won't know that you're there. So I mean, these are all modern day examples that we can think of.
But we can hide our smell, but humans cannot detect it. I read about a case about dogs, and when somebody walks through the grass, the human smell of that person is there for next 3 or 4 days. A dog, specially trained dogs, police dogs, or any dogs can smell that person's on the grass where he stepped, on his bottom of his shoes. After about 4 days, it's not possible. So we are like that, that we can hide it, except humans cannot detect it so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Patanjali Muni has not qualified here whether that smell can be hidden from animals too. I don't know. He has not said that clearly here. He has not spelled it out. Maybe there is a siddhi by which one can avoid, one can hide that too. One can cloak that too. These are all cloaking technologies. That's what they say, right? Hiding technologies.
So, but they found out that dogs that they eat human food, they lose that ability to smell. And they discover that actually it's the salt, that addition of salt does that to dogs. So when they stopped human food, anything that was salted, the special smell ability returns.
Oh, did you say salt?
Salt, yes, kitchen salt.
Could be. I mean, it makes sense in some of the things I'm saying. Let us say we feed the dog with, especially Indians, if we feed the dog with what we cook, we put a lot of spices compared to what Westerners use. Our cooking is generally quite spicy. So I can understand straight away that kind of spice kills one's ability.
Yes.
See, it's like, I don't like this pungent garlic smell. I mean, little bit is okay, but not too much. My wife loves garlic. So I'm talking about 40, 45 years back when we got married. After a month or so, she got this garlic pickle somebody gave her, some relative, and she brought it home. And then in the at dinner time, she had this pickle. I didn't know that she had this pickle at dinner time. And then when we went to bed, she was telling something to me, and that I could feel that garlic smell coming from her mouth. I said, did you eat this pickle? She said, yes. I said, then you turn the other side and speak to me. I just cannot take this garlic smell that's coming from your mouth. So she turned the other side. I turned in the opposite direction. So that way, so then from then on, I would tell her, please, if you're taking this garlic pickle, take it during lunchtime because there is enough time for that smell to go away. But interestingly, if I also eat that garlic pickle, then I wouldn't know. That's why when we eat pulao and things like that, where there is garlic in that, I don't feel it. So I can understand if dogs eat in human food, one way of losing their ability is because of the spice. The other one is you're saying the salt kills that ability. Okay. It's something that I learned today.
Yes, they found the same thing in England. We have lots of foxes that move into the town and scavenge the bins for food. So they found that even foxes lose this smell, the same like dogs, because they eat whatever they find. Rabbit food and shop food and whatever. So it's definitely a killer of senses.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense to me. All right, let's move forward. Let us see what he says here. Sopakramam, nirupakramam, cha, karma, tatsanyamat, parant jnanam, arishtebhyo, va. Sopakramam, nirupakramam, cha, karma, tatsanyamat, parant jnanam, arishtebhyo, va. The va at the end means or. So sopa is current or present or what is in front of. Kramam, we have already seen this. Kramam means krama means sequence. Sequence or path or whatever. Nirupa means without form. Rupa means form. Nirupa means anything, anytime, sometimes, this ni in front means nikrishta, that is very subtle. So in this case, it means without form. What is not in front or future, that's what it means. Kramam is again sequence. Cha is and. Karma, we know. Tat, that. Samyamat, by samyama. Parant is end of life. That is para anta. Anta is end. So it comes from that. Jnanam, knowledge or awareness. Arishtebhyo, by portents or indicators. That is signals. We get signals. That's what it means. Arishtebhyo, portent or indicators or some intuitive awareness. That's what it means. Va is or. So by samyama on the current path and future path of karma, one gets knowledge of end of life or by portents or omens. So the way to understand this is um, sometimes, people will say, oh, in 6 months' time, I think I'm going to meet with end of life. So they have received some kind of a intuitive awareness or a indication that that's going to happen. This has happened to a few, to many of these highly evolved spiritual souls in India in the past, where they would say, yeah, they would even pick a day on which they would pass away. And a couple of days prior to that, they will build a small memorial kind of thing. And they will go and sit there and they will start meditating. And they will say, sometimes, they will hold a small rosary in their hand, some beads. And they will say, the beads will be oscillating as long as I have breath. And when it stops, you know that I have passed away. So at that time, cover up the memorial. That's my end of life. So this has happened to quite a few evolved souls in India. So they get a warning. They get this notification that, hey, you are going to go back home, the real home, on this day. So be ready. Okay. Any question?
Umarji.
Yes.
I recently watched a documentary on by Sadhguru, who's still, who Sadhguru is, and of his,
Isha Yoga.
yes, of his wife Viji. She did that, Viji.
Oh.
So the video is called Viji, Vijji, and it's the story, Vijji. It's the story of how she did that, and she was 33 years old.
Yes.
And perfectly healthy.
Yes, and that is why there is a lot of what should I say? A lot of gossip that he gave her medication. She was self-medicated or medicated by him, and then I think she had some medical issues, and she has this, and she was highly evolved, and she was able to pass away. But he took the blame. People still blame him. True or not, and he has explained this, I think, a few times. That, but when gossip like this comes out, it is very difficult to put it out once and for all. That ember will always be there, and something will come up. So this goes on and on. Yes. There have been quite a few instances of people doing it on their own.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Years ago, when I met a man who sat opposite me in a hotel foyer, and I started to read his palm. That my classmates read his palm, so I did. So I read his palm, and I said, "Your wife is going to be foreign, not born in the country you were born." And they all laughed because we were in Russia then, in Moscow. And then I was going to say, and it's going to be me, but I had to bite my tongue because I thought he'll run away if I did that. So I didn't say it. But guess what? He's sitting next to me right now. Husband of 40 years or something. So how did I know? I didn't know. I was like a automatic machine, like a computer. Just my tongue says things, but my mind doesn't know what it is. So
you're clairvoyant.
Well, I don't know what it is, but that's an example of that.
This is a kind of a siddhi.
Okay, thank you.
So Kumar, I want to share.
Yes.
I one is a incident I was witnessing. The other one I only heard. My grandmother's mother and
Mm,
my grandmother, they knew to the time when they would die. And
mm,
they used to tell about my grandmother's mother. She
mm,
told her husband
mm.
to shave. She said, in the next few hours, I'll be dying, because in our tradition, once somebody dies, then you can't shave for 15
Yeah,
days or
13
something like
days.
that.
Yeah, 12,
So she
10
said,
days.
go take bath now and shave and come, because next, 10 days or 11 days, you cannot have a shave.
Mm,
And my grandmother, when she died, I was still in college.
mm,
I was just, young person. And she told precisely, I'll be dying at 6:35 or something like that, evening.
mm,
And she just left. It was something which
mm.
was, quite comprehensive or
Yes.
incomprehensive. And you can't, I didn't know what was it then.
So, yeah, these are all siddhis people get. Like I said, these are all the blessings that come from above. Actually, this happened to me when I was very young. I think, in the fifth grade. My sisters are not here. My elder sister would remember this. My younger sister also would remember, but anyway, they are all not here today. They are busy with Dr. Rajan's yoga class in India. Same time. Anyways, like I said, I was about 10 years old. My paternal grandfather, he was he was with us. He stayed with us during his last days. Uh, and one day, early in the morning, I think, maybe 3 o'clock or 4 in the morning, something like that. My The previous evening itself, my grandfather was not well. He was kind of having fever, and he was pretty much the whole day he was on the bed. Uh, and then the doctor came and saw and gave some medicine and things like that. So next morning, early in the morning, around quite early, maybe sometime between 3 and 4, my mother woke us up, both myself and my younger sister and my elder sister, and then told us, I want all three of you. I don't know what happened to my brother. I don't remember whether he was at home or he was somewhere else. So she said we had a uncle just a couple of minutes from where we were, in the same and the next street. So she said we have already told them that in case something happens, we have already told them you just go there and sleep, and then you can come home whenever you wake up in the morning. I mean, grandfather is not really well, so just go because we will be having doctors and things. So we went, and then when we came back around 6:30 or so in the morning, uh, my grandfather had passed away, and as soon as we came, within a few minutes, there was a knock on the front door, and my mother rushed to see who it was, and it was my maternal grandfather who lived about 200 kilometers south of where we were. And he had come. So my mother was shocked because those days, we didn't have a phone, they didn't have a phone. So I still recall my mother opened the door and she was shocked, and she said, "How did you know?" She asked her father, my maternal grandfather. And he said, last night, late in the evening, after I had dinner, I suddenly felt like that I should come to Chennai. So I took the last train, which was around, I think, around 10 o'clock from where he was, 10:30 in the night. It was the last train. I took the train and I came. So he had this ability to know that uh, some soul is going to pass away, especially his sambandhi. That's what we call, right? Samandhi was going to pass away. That is his son-in-law's father is going to pass away. So he got that message and he was there right on time. And my mother was greatly relieved because there was an elder person to take care of what needs to be done and all that for the next 13 days. So these are all various examples I'm sure many will be having in their life. Okay, let's move on. Sutra 24. I'm just going a little, picking up a little speed because these are all as is sutras, and we can only talk about our experience of these ones. The Maitra Adishu Bhalani. So Maitri, we know Maitri is friendliness. Maitra Adishu Bhalani. Adi is etc. etc. Maitri Adishu means from friendliness, etc. Bhalani is strength. So he says, by doing samyama and friendliness, that is the meaning. From friendliness, etc. is strength. Meaning, from samyama and friendliness, one begets strength. That is the meaning of the sutra. And Sutra 25, Baleshu Hasti Baladini. Baleshu Hasti Baladini. Baleshu is from strength. Hasti Bala means strength of an elephant. Adini is etc. Other. So from strength, from the above strength is elephant strength. You get strength of an elephant. That is Satyadharamana. Samyama and strength begets elephant strength. That's what he says. From friendliness, you get strength. And doing a samyama and strength, you get elephant, that kind of a strength. You become very, very strong. So we'll stop here. We covered quite a few sutras. No, maybe we can do one more sutra. Let's see. Or I'll stop here so that logically I think it is a good place to stop, and we'll start Sutra 26 next week. Okay. Any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yes.
You said when somebody was like, I'm sorry, like you said, the real home, he wants to go back to the real home, is what you said, right? When you and then they can close.
Yes.
You mentioned something, yeah.
Yes.
So even my son was telling that if we have a chance to speak to the dead people and know what happens after death, that would be great. So, so you said real home. So is that a real home, and how do you know that for sure that that is a real home? If you can tell me a little bit about that.
See, where did we come from? All that we can say is I was born to my parents. That's all we know, correct? Even the parents only told us, right? What is the story before that? Where were you? Are you just this physical body?
No.
Charanya, you have to answer.
No,
are you
I said no.
You're not.
Mm.
So you are the chitta, correct? You are the software. And this software, where did it come from? It came from somewhere. Correct?
Yes.
And it has come many times and it has gone back many times. Correct? And every time it came, it took a new, it entered a new body. And then when it exited and then came back based on karma frushni, karma vipako. That's what he says, right? Based on that, it was born in India, or it was born in Africa, or Europe, or USA, or Australia. We don't know where it was born. So what is your real home? Who is the real you? So obviously the physical body is not the real you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Who is the real you?
Okay.
Who is the real you?
I don't know.
No, I said we are made up of two parts, the hardware and software.
Mm-hmm.
Software or soul. That's what it is.
I don't want to use the word soul. I want to use the word chitta. Chitta is the software.
Mm.
So where is the home for chitta? Once it leaves the body, once I die, where is the chitta going? The software leaves the body. Only the hardware is cremated, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Only the hardware is gone. Only my physical body is cremated, but not the real me.
Mm.
The real me is who? Real me is what? Real me is the chitta. Correct?
Okay.
Not okay.
Correct.
You agree?
Yes.
Oh. So where will the chitta go? Yogeshwaran, where does the chitta go?
The real home.
Where is the real home?
It travels a long ways, I think.
Who told you it travels a long way?
I just heard like there could be a lot of kilometers separating it. This is what I heard.
Not necessary. It may be just hanging here.
But this is what I heard in the Subhasrikaram, one of the recitations that people spoke. They
Okay.
like they went into specificity, like how long or
See,
what
we
is
say,
like, certain, like,
Yogeshwaran,
Mm.
when people say like that, you have to think, right? We
yeah.
say God is in everything, correct? We say that God is in this pen, is in this dust, is
Right.
in this shirt.
Mm.
God is, and then they will say God is over there, a long way,
Yeah.
thousands of kilometers, makes no sense.
Uh-huh.
So, what is the chitta made of? How does it exist? How does the chitta exist? How
Software.
does the chitta exist in our body?
It's a software
It is software. How does the software exist?
in the air.
Huh?
In the presence of
Air.
the
Huh?
Air.
Pramana Vikarpa.
No, in our body. In our body, how does it?
the
Chitta.
support of the hardware.
Our body is hardware, but how does the software exist in our body?
Electromagnetism?
Electromagnetic waves. It exists as vibrations, electromagnetic waves.
Uh,
It exists as the software exists as electromagnetic waves. When I speak here, how are you able to hear Yogeshwaran? From this computer, which is remotely connected to the router at my house, there is a connectivity, right, between the two?
yes.
How is my laptop speaking to this router?
Connected by Wi-Fi or wire.
It's a Wi-Fi connection. What is a Wi-Fi connection?
Electromagnetic waves.
Huh?
Electromagnetic waves.
Yes, it is an electromagnetic wave connection. It's a radio connection, correct?
Yes.
Wireless means there is no wire, right?
Yeah.
So, but there is a connectivity. How is this connectivity happening? It is happening through. So my laptop is emitting electromagnetic waves, and that is being picked up by the router. And the router takes it and then sends it to the modem, the internet modem. And the modem is connected to the internet. And the internet is then sending it to the cell phone tower. Sending it how? By electromagnetic waves. And the cell phone tower then transmits it to some other place, to the satellite, maybe. And from the satellite, it is bounced back to India. There it is received, and then it is sent to another cell tower near your house. And from that cell tower, it comes to your home through your internet connectivity. So there are multiple wireless connections, correct? They are all
Yes.
happening through electromagnetic waves. So our software exists as electromagnetic waves inside our body.
Okay.
Upon death, these electromagnetic waves leave the body with all the data of whatever we have done in this life, with all the karma, whatever karmas we committed, all that.
We accumulated.
Whatever avidya we shed, that is, whatever vidya that we picked up, whatever wisdom we picked up, that alone we will carry. Karma is that papa punya, whatever we have done. And then along with that, we also carry this vidya, and we also carry the vasana part. All these things we carry with us. And then this data is merged with the data, a copy is hanging out there. So where is that home for us? I'm coming back to that. Where is the home?
Not here. Somewhere else.
Not here. This is not our home. This is temporary.
Somewhere in the air.
In the air. In the air. Shashi. In the air. That's what we call as ether. And it could be 2 feet above my head. It could be 20,000 miles or 2 billion miles. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. And then we hang around there. And then when the karma fruitions, we enter the new, wherever, whichever couple has conceived. They conceive only when this software is ready.
Oh.
Your O tells me as if you are hearing this for the first time.
No. No, I have heard this one.
You have gone through this many, many times. I'm saying
Yes.
this again so that it stays with all of you and doesn't go away.
Right.
So, do you understand, Sarah? Where is our original home?
Yes.
Our original home is air, that's all. Ether. And that again is a temporary home because we will come back based on our karma. What is the permanent home? I'm throwing another curveball now. What
It
is
is
the
Ishvara.
permanent? Huh?
It is Ishvara.
Ishvara. When our electromagnetic software, electromagnetic waves that are existing finally gets completely demagnetized. When will it get completely demagnetized? When our karma becomes zero. When we have vidya 100%. No more avidya. When avidya is not there, we won't do stupid things.
But air is Katha, right? Akasham is ether, not air.
Air, kath, anything we cannot see is ether.
Like air is like within this atmosphere. Akasham is above that, but it could be here as well. Akash,
Yes.
ether.
See, we have an invisible antenna
Mhm.
from our head, from the top of our head, about 18 inches,
Yeah.
about 12 inches, 12 to 18 inches. We have an invisible antenna extending. So from there it is transmitting. So it could be hanging anywhere there.
Ah.
You don't know. Those days,
Yeah.
you remember, we had this cell phones where you extend the antenna and then you speak, and once you're done, you'll collapse the antenna. It's something like that.
That is walkie-talkie, sir.
No, even cell phones had that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even cars had that for a long
Yes, I
time.
remember.
Yeah,
Huh?
cars, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yes. So when you go to the car wash, you have
They
to
have to push it down.
push it down,
Mhm.
and then they started keeping it. I mean, initially it used to be a stiff rod, so you have to unscrew before you go to the car wash. You have gone through all this
Yeah.
so much. Now we don't. Now, if you ask the latest generation, they don't even know what is an antenna. Anyways, we need to know. We need to know our real home. This is temporary. This is not our home. This is not our home. So when you do tarpanam, when you do this monthly tarpana, when people do monthly tarpana, we are feeding this energy to those pitrus, to those forefathers who are still there. We are sending that energy to them to remain charged. They may have to take rebirth, we don't know. And we are also sending energy to them, saying, oh, now at least please merge with the divine. See, there is no charging place up above, right? There is no charging place. Like how for electric cars, they have all these charge ports, charging ports put in different places. There's no such thing. So very highly efficient software. So it takes very little energy until it comes back for it exists there. You look at that. Look at the technology. It is not stored in any magnetic medium. Anyways, very interesting thing we can go on and on. So, have you understood, Sarah?
Yes, and Sarana has popped up a question in the messages.
Yeah, I'll see.
Thank you.
What about 14 lokas are mentioned in Shastra, where subtle body or chitta journey happens depending on karma? Okay. So we'll have to see. Patanjali Muni is mute on all those things. He has not spoken any of those things. So there is nothing in Patanjali Shastra, Patanjali Yoga Sutras to discuss that. But our Vedas say that that's also the reason why we do 12 days, and the 13th day is the Super Swikaram, which means, for our understanding, you have crossed 14 lokas, 7 lower lokas and 7 higher lokas. And each loka, from what I have known, is supposed to be higher lokas are 10 times, they are all exponential lokas, meaning one loka is 10 times more happier than the earthly loka. That is, you have 10 times less stress. The next higher loka is 100 times. So it is in powers of 10. Lower loka is similar. The next lower loka is 10 times more horrible. Two layers down is 100 times horrible. If you think life on earth is horrible, that will be more horrible, 100 times more horrible. Third loka down is 1000 times more horrible. Go on, so on and so forth. Anyways, all these lokas you have to understand as not physical lokas, but as lokas that we experience on earth. When pain comes. So, Lavanya is not here. She sent me a message yesterday, last evening, that Lavanya, you all know, she lost her husband last March, in 25 March. And she's a young lady. Her husband was just about 50 years old, 50, 51, something like that. Very young. And he collapsed suddenly, and that was it. Now, she's slowly trying to come out of that difficulty, sorrow, suffering, with understanding of all that being discussed here. And yesterday she sent me a message that her father and mother came home, and suddenly her father developed some problems, and she took him to the hospital, and then looks like they are saying that it could be a kidney infection, and so they are treating him for all that. So she says, I'm taking it one day at a time. So why I said that was, already she is suffering, correct? With the death of her husband, and she is still not fully over it. And now, one more is slapped on. So, if you think her suffering is one lower loka earlier, now it is 2 or 3 lower layers down with this new suffering that has come, new pain that has come. So, that's why I'm saying all these loka things that we say, they are all that we undergo here. Even the ecstasy or happiness, we undergo here. So, when we leave the body, all these things all that we have experienced is all gone, and we go. We have to detach, and that's why it is important that we detach ourselves from all these things. I actually sent her that video, which I posted maybe a week or 10 days back,
Yes,
about suffering. About suffering.
Mhm.
I don't know how many of you saw that video. I said we will discuss it last week, but we didn't. We went on to something else last week, so we didn't. So that's a very nice video on suffering. And there the person who's speaking says the suffering is given by God. That is the only thing that is saying wrong. That's an incorrect message that is giving, but the rest of the things is said very nicely. Who gives suffering? Who gives pain?
We ourselves.
We ourselves
Prakriti.
give pain. We ourselves suffer. Who gives pain? Somebody gives pain.
Prakriti.
Huh?
Prakriti. No, okay.
No, not Prakriti.
Not directly.
Karma. Our
Karma.
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 Mm,
Karma. Karma gives us the pain. and suffering is optional. If we have vidya, if we have wisdom, Tammy, your answer is correct in the sense that karma, where does it come from? It comes from klesha, and klesha comes from prakriti. So, finally, it will point to prakriti, our divine mother, who has been so benevolent to bless us with this klesha. So that why, if we don't have that klesha, then we will have no desire, number one. And if we don't understand this klesha, we will have no desire to get rid of it. So that is why the pain comes. The pain, only when the pain comes, we'll want to get rid of this. We'll go to the root. Why is this one after the other, one after the other? Why me? And then, as an answer to that, why me, we will get this wisdom that it is coming from karma. And then we'll say, why this karma? Then it will point to klesha. Then we'll say, where this klesha came from? Oh, from birth. Oh, how many births did I take? Oh, 1,000 births, 5,000 births. And then we start working on it. So karma is the one that gives the pain. Whether we suffer or not, that suffering is optional. When the vidya is there, there is no suffering. So in that video, I mean, that's the only thing that I want to point out. Nobody said about that in the class. I mean, nobody made a mention of it in the class. So I'm assuming that
Well, if you're speaking to a community that doesn't know, even are aware of Prakriti and Klesha and Karma, which Prakriti goes to God. So what, it could be that it was a simplification to say that God causes the pain, although it's through these other channels. Anyway, that's just what I'm saying. I think I'm defending myself, but I'm not sure.
There's one more question. Yeah, we'll discuss about the poll. Yes,
I have a
I wanted
question.
to. Yeah.
On the same topic of
Okay.
pain and suffering.
Mm.
So it also becomes some kind of our responsibility to solve the problem, right? I mean, say pain comes from a problem. So
A perceived problem, yes.
no, a real problem. I mean, the perception doesn't change. Sometimes the problem is very real.
Supposing I lose a loved one.
Okay, so that is beyond my control, right? But suppose if I lose my job, okay, so that's a problem, that's a pain, and I'm bringing this pain not only on myself but my family. But I also have a responsibility to do something about it. Not all problems are beyond my control. I mean, like if I go down that path of, oh, this is my karma, there is a danger that I will not do, I will not make the effort to do whatever I can from my side, right? I have to also.
Karma does not mean being impassive.
True, but the challenge there is, see, once you get that idea fixated in your head that this is preordained, like, in your life, you're going to have to go through this kind of suffering. If that becomes my very strong belief or whatever, it can make me not complacent, resigned. I'll be resigned to this. Okay, oh, this is given by God and I have to go through it. So that drawing that line.
That's what I'm saying. This is wisdom. Wisdom.
So how do we get that wisdom? Because that is, I think, the bigger challenge for us right now. The challenge is to distinguish between things I can actually solve and things which I cannot solve. So the application of the mind is on a positive. You need a positive approach. So those are the life skills I think we need before we go to the stage of, okay, so this is
See,
more for my end
like
of
I
life
said,
kind of thing.
like I said, karma does not mean being passive. So that's
Right.
not being passive is not karma. Karma is
Okay.
acceptance. I have lost a job. I have lost a job. That is acceptance. I have a choice here. I can suffer, meaning I can blame the company. I can blame my boss. I can blame my project leader.
Correct.
I can blame even my colleague because they probably ratted on me. Whatever. Right? We can do all this. Or I accept, yes, this has come to me. I have to find a job. And
I have a thought.
Yes. Let
Actually,
me finish this. I am coming to you, Shruti. So based on that, then I put focus all my energies in getting a new job. Whether it is going to take 1 month to get it, or whether it's going to take 2 months to get it, or whether it's going to take 3 months to get it, or whether it's going to take 6 months to get it, I don't know. That is where connectivity with the divine comes. That is number 1. This is number 2. Number 3, why is that we struggle when we lose a job? If you look at it closely, especially in the modern day, everyone is neck deep in debts. By debt, I mean liabilities. My parents, when they bought a house, they did take a mortgage. They had to take a mortgage at that time. But many parents would not take a mortgage. They would only buy a house if they had cash in their hand. If they can afford only a 1-bedroom house, so be it. If they can afford only a rented house, so be it. How did this change come about? That taking mortgage, or it is based on the fact that you have this education and you have a job in this country, in this big company, and okay, based on what you're earning, you can get this, we can give you so much of a loan. So we buy that. Based on that, we get a car. Suddenly all these things stop one fine day because I have lost my job. Where does it go? So what does it mean? It means I had the responsibility upfront to evaluate how long will it take me for me to get a new job. If I am reasonable, I should say it. If not reasonable, if I am a bit conservative in my estimate, this is what all conservative planners will tell you. You must have 6 months. 6 months of all your monthly expenses, cash for that, or any liquidity. 6 months. If my monthly expenses are $10,000, I must have $60,000, which readily I can liquidate. So that for 6 months it takes care of me. Or I must have some kind of an insurance, like, the mortgage insurance and all those things are there. At least to take care of the home payment. I don't do any of those things. I not only spend every penny that I get as paycheck, and I also have charged my credit card. I am paying that minimum payment every month. Is that not irresponsible on my part? And then will I not have suffering?
And I agree with you. See, but what you're saying is why it happened.
Why?
Right?
No, I'm saying why I lost a job is not in my hands. That I'm saying is karma.
Correct.
Yes. That
But
is
the suffering which I'm going through.
even when I say karma, I have to be careful. If I have been slack at work, I am going to get fired. Right?
Yes.
That also is karma. Karma is teaching you a lesson that if you are slack, you're going to lose your job. That lesson is coming from karma. That's all I'm saying. But when I'm slack and I lose a job, and then I build stories saying that, oh, my boss was bad, my colleagues ratted on me,
Yeah.
they blah 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 blah.
That I agree.
Right?
Yes. That is,
That
I
is
should
that is the
be.
denial part. That is the denial part. That's what many people do also.
Yeah, there is a just a related thing. Basically, they say that you cannot escape karma, right? We also have stories of the snake coming inside a lemon and killed the Parikshit, even though he was trying to protect himself. There is also a nice story from Somerset Maugham. This guy saw death in Baghdad and he was so surprised. And he came running to the master, told him, "Give me your horse, I have to escape to another place called Samara." So the merchant went to the market and saw death. And he said, "Why did you threaten my servant?" So the death said, "I didn't threaten him. I was surprised because I have an appointment with him in Samara tonight."
Yes.
So
This is from what was that? It was some book by some short stories book, right?
Rumi also has.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
No, but see, these are different challenges. I'm not talking of that ultimate challenge of death. I'm not talking about that.
Only.
No. I'm saying for a person, on a day-to-day basis, there are challenges. So we need to face up to the challenge and do an honest analysis. I may not agree with the rest of the people, but at least to myself, I should be honest. I lost the job for what reason? Learn a lesson and go forward. So
Many don't, Usha. Many don't.
I know. But say the whole
That's why they get
objective.
stuck.
Correct. The objective of such sutras, learning, and all is to put that kind of a change the thought process that rather than blame somebody else, I should first evaluate and be honest with myself as to why I lost the job and see if it is in my control to go and change it. See, I can make mistakes. Life is full of mistakes and corrections. I mean, that's how we progress through life.
Yes.
I might have overspent, then I realize I get a knock, then I say, okay, now I'll be a little more conservative. Rather than blaming the surroundings, blaming the company, blaming the economy.
Yes.
That's different. I cannot do that because that is only being what you call dishonest. And I can be dishonest with somebody else, a casual friend, but I cannot be dishonest with myself. I should be able to tell myself clearly, this is the reason I lost it, or this is the reason I'm in a difficulty now, and go forward. Am I right? So that I think is where
Yes.
we have to train ourselves to think through.
Yes.
Because I see the danger is when I put everything on the door of karma or on the table of karma, there is this risk that I will get resigned to my, they call it fate, the wrong word. Okay, this had to happen, I had to suffer, so I'm suffering. So that is a very wrong thing. I mean, so I don't know how that will change.
See, the understanding is things out of not in our control. There are things that are not in our control. I may still do a bang up job, and the company's policy might be to disband the entire department.
Possible.
Right? And I may lose the job. There's no control.
You have to accept
Even
that.
there, I would put a caveat. I would say, if I am doing such a fantastic job,
That's what they
then even though they may get rid of the department, they will pick 2 or 3 people who are really very, very good, and the company doesn't want to lose them, and they will put them in some other department if they can accommodate them. If they have that kind of expertise which the company doesn't want to do, they will accommodate them. That's not possible always. Sometimes, very rarely, that is a possibility. So we can never say this is karma, so I will sleep at home. No, karma never says that. India to an extent became poor because of this wrong understanding.
I just wanted to share that is not, one should be very careful. There is a
That
danger
is not
there.
the way to accept karma, correct?
There's a
Karma
danger.
is to learn that this has come to me either because I was sloppy or this was out of not in my control. One of the two things. You have to learn.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted
Thank
to
you.
share. Yeah.
Yes, Shruti. Sorry.
It's
Long
okay,
wait for you.
sir. So when Ushaji said about karma, like she's taking like it's a predestined one and all, I thought like when karma hits or when some situation comes, we should try to fix it by ourselves. And even after we try, if it happens, then we should take it as karma. That's what I'm thinking. So that by that we can say it's out of our control.
No,
It should have happened and it happened even after trying.
See, the thing is, when a situation has occurred, right? So the first thing is, when the situation occurs, we say, okay, because of karma, it has happened. That does not mean that I should sleep over it, saying, oh, it's karma, so I'll sleep. No. Then you have to take steps. What is my responsibility here? That's what you are talking about, and that's what Usha was also saying.
Yeah.
Not to be passive and say, okay.
Yeah.
Right?
So
That's
we
what
should put. But that's a free will. We can either act on it or we cannot. We don't have to act on it. But we should not feel.
See, this free will itself is a very debatable thing. If you are fully connected, then there is no free will actually. It is only divine will. When there is divine will, the person will be energetic. They won't be sleeping. They won't take the responsibility and say, oh, it is karma and I am. It is like that story which we discussed where for a person who is in floods, there will be many announcements. And he will say, he will refuse everything. All calls he will refuse. And he won't evacuate. Every time he will say, oh, I am in full connectivity with the divine. The divine will come by itself and protect me. And finally, the flood comes and the water is rising. Finally, he has to sit on the roof. And then the helicopter comes for rescue. He refuses that. Couple of times, that also he refuses. Finally, he drowns. And upon death, he meets with the divine and he says, oh Lord, I was such a big bhakta. You said you will protect me. And I was waiting for you to come. So God says, I sent so many times help for you. I cannot come everywhere by myself. So I can only send people to help you. So we cannot also be stupid, saying, he should come in all his grand dress with the crown on his head and all that he should come. And that is stupidity.
Yeah, so we should be in alignment. If we are in alignment, there is no place, there is no word like free will, it's divine will.
It's divine will, yes.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
So all this depend on the karmaneshwari kareshu mahaphaleshu kadachino.
Yes.
Our responsibility is just the karma.
See, this poll, I want to. Rajashri, she is not here. I actually wanted to discuss it when she is here. She is not here because it is her question, right? Or you want to take it as your question? I don't like people not being here when, so I don't want to discuss it when she's not here. I would like to just push it away until she comes back to the class, and then we will discuss that. It's a very interesting set of questions. Any other poll that we have to discuss?
No, sir.
Can I comment on Ushaji's question?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had this instability in the career, and then I was in the stage of state of depression for a very, very long time. Now in 2025 also, things like instability in this because of various reasons, because we moved, we were focusing on something else in the family. So I did not have continuity, but whereas I thought of myself as a very ambitious person. So now what has changed in 2025 is very transformative. Because if something like that happens, now what my approach has changed to life, towards life, not only in this situation, but for everything else. I focus on karma yoga, which is what needs to be done next. I don't ponder upon what has happened. I try not to. There are some lows, the days that I feel low, but I try to focus on what needs to be done next, and I religiously practice without any attachment to or expectation towards. I don't put my hopes up when I'm applying. Sometimes, like when I used to do bad in the interviews, I used to feel very sad that I lost an opportunity, but I take that as a learning opportunity now, saying, oh, I could have done this. So the baggage has reduced. There is no baggage. It's a learning opportunity, even if I do good or bad. I try to leave the rest of the things to as Sarlaji just mentioned, no attachment to the outcome, just do your part or focus on karma. Even this applies probably for a person who has lost the loved ones too. The loved ones might be a very, very important part of the life, but there are other people who are still alive, and we have our duties towards them. When we try to focus on that, our karma, swadharma, I think it will ease up, and that is the whole essence of all the Vedanta that we are trying to learn. Being in samsara, how to develop a vairagya towards it. And I had an amazing example of my uncle, who is who's from a village, and he taught us a very good lesson. The way he deals with the pain, the way he deals with the adversities of life, he just remains very balanced. If he's pain, he's not able to walk, he's not able to sit up. Now he's in hospital, he's in a rehab, but he wears a smile on his face and he says, it's okay. He doesn't have phone, he doesn't have TV now to entertain him. He has to lie around in the bed the entire day. And I ask him, is it boring? Is it hard? He says, no, I'm free now. I'm free now is what he says in the pain that he's going through. So it's all a good lesson for us. I don't know how I will face such situation, but I hope that I develop that kind of a balanced approach towards life, and focus on what needs to be done rather than what is being lost, because the lost thing was never mine to start with.
Okay. See, this acceptance of life, acceptance of karma, how to deal with karma, and not become passive because of karma. All these things are connected with the wisdom, vidya, or the lack of avidya, the going away or waning away of avidya. So that is why so much of sutras, so many sutras, so much on this avidya thing. If you see so many sutras we have seen, where finally you will say, even in this in chapter 2 also, many of these things we will say that it is because of avidya. Because the 5 kleshas, avidya is on the top of the pile. Top of the pile. Avidya kshetram uttaresham. That's what he says. It is on the top of the pile. And the rest, all this raga, dvesha, they are all only supporting it. Meaning, when the top thing is taken off, there is no support for the rest of the things. It's all gone. That's why the correct perspective of life is so very important. The right perspective of life is so very important. And most of the people, when they lose a job, I'm coming back to losing a job, especially in the modern day, not only in India. I mean, not only in USA or in the Western world, even in India, it's because of this greed. That I must have this, I must have that, I must have this, I must have that. And then you have all these liabilities. Where will you go when you lose a job and you don't have that kind of savings to take you through an extended period of time until you land another job? See, like 2 days back, there was a news item that Washington Post is reducing the workforce by 30% or 35%, something like that. A lot of people, especially in the editorial area, in that part, are being laid off, including Tharoor's son, Shashi Tharoor's son. So now the market is going to be filled with all these people trying to find a job. Already saturated market, because everybody wants free news. See, at one point of time when we are young, we never thought of free news. You have to buy the newspaper at the minimum. There was no free news. Excepting, on the radio, twice a day or thrice a day, there will be this news broadcast. Excepting that, there was no free news. Any written material you have to buy. That's how it was. Once the digital, to get people onto the digital world, they offered lots of things free on the digital platform. People got used to it, and now everybody demands that it should be free. Nobody wants to pay. And all these media houses are in difficulties, including the company where I work, Time Magazine. I mean, see, the divine plan that the company went down just when I was ready to retire. Jokingly, I would even say that I took down the company with myself. So selfish. I mean, nothing is predictable. Nothing you can. The only thing that you can the only thing that is predictable is our death. It can happen anytime. That's what it is.
Mm.
It can happen anytime. And we try to protect ourselves from that all the time. Beyond a certain age, that becomes the number one goal, to protect from death. I have a classmate of mine who wants to live for 120 years. I might mention in this class.
Mhm.
And he's doing everything that is physically possible to live for 120 years. I don't know why he came up with that figure of 120. I don't know. Why didn't he say 200? I don't know. Or why didn't he say 500? I don't know. But
Mm.
somehow he figured 120 is good enough. So he is desperately wanting to do that. He wants to prove that the power of thinking is what matters. So if we think positively that I will be alive for 120, then he thinks that he will be alive for 120. What he doesn't understand is that if he's going to live for 120, that thought that has come 40 years or 50 years earlier itself is from there.
Mm.
Itself is from there. Nothing is ours.
Mm.
Only when we understand this fully, nothing is ours, nothing, then there is peace. The sutra which says, right? Santoshat anuttamaha sukha labha, contentment, santosha. When there is contentment, what happens? You are
Sukham.
peaceful all the time. I wanted to, there was another poll number 21, which we did not discuss. Let's discuss that. So this was about a kirtan that was going on in a church.
Okay, okay. Mm.
Bhajan, and people
Yeah.
were clapping. Then I said, and
Karma
he
will
was
go
saying,
away.
we're clapping. I can see. I mean, he was just being very enthusiastic in telling people, oh, I can see all your karmas going away, all your karmas. So I asked, will clapping burn away our karma? And most of you said no. And then I also had an option which said only fully involved tapas, meditation, bhajan will make it go away. There were 3 or 4 who said that. Either one is fine with me. No is the first answer. A qualified answer would be only with fully involved tapas and bhajan. Bhajan has to be fully involved, not this Gumbalodu Govinda, we'll say in Tamil. Not joining with a big group and just clapping. That won't help. You can be in a group, but you have to be fully involved. The group is there, but you have to be fully involved in that. The group is not going to carry you. Either that way, also it can go, we can make it go away. So either way is fine with me.
I don't understand. Does it mean I have to clap harder?
Huh?
Does it mean I have to involve me? I have to clap harder?
Good karma?
No, she has to clap harder to get rid of the karma, she says.
No, it's not the question of clapping. It is the question of focus. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi. That alone will burn away the karmas.
So no clapping.
Clapping is for fun, that's all.
Well, clapping, here where I am, we believe clapping will get rid of evil. That's why you clap. When you go to concert, theater, I clap like mad. Yeah, get all the evil erased. Get
The evil is inside, not outside.
well, even better, even harder clapping.
The inside evil is what is more dangerous. So the
It's
inside evil will go only with inside clapping. Inside clapping is the tapas, meditation, dhyana, dharana, whatever you want to call it.
Well, clapping comes from inside.
Any other question?
It is not a question regarding the job loss in US, sir. Normally, when we are okay, when we have job and everything, we'll be perfectly all right. When we lost the job, suddenly we will have some medical issue, health issue, then big bill will come. That is the main reason I think people are scared if we lost the job.
Yes, Madhavi, but we also know that, right? The job loss can happen anytime. That is why one has to be careful, one has to plan, one has to have that kind of financial wherewithal.
Correct, but suppose if you have some very critical issue, then if you are in hospital, it will be like almost 100K.
Correct.
Then if you have 1 million also, we feel a little bit bad to pay 100K.
What is the worst that can happen? I might die. Correct. So is death so bad?
Bad or good, it depends upon what stage of life we are. Suppose, I don't know, past 2.5 months, almost every week, one boy like age between who comes from India for MS studying, they are dying with cardiac arrest, sir. So at that age, everybody life is important, but people, my example, I take my life. I completed 90% of my job. I'm ready to go. Whereas somebody
You
who
want to
is
say
like,
the next sentence also, you're ready to go and you're ready to come back.
no, come back means if Apple invents some new products, I'm coming ready to come back. I don't want to miss my samosa too.
No, not just samosas. You have a lot of other enjoyments that you want to enjoy. You're not ready to permanently go away.
No, when it comes, I will go, not a problem. So health issue is the medical is main concern if somebody don't have job in US. That's what I think.
See, fortunately, in USA, they cannot refuse medical
treat,
help if you're in a critical condition, correct? Whether you have insurance or not, they have to give you medical care. So they will come after you only after they had made you survive.
If I didn't survive, my husband has to pay the bill. Yes, sir. If I have, I will pay. If I don't have, then what happens?
So your husband, the moment he knows that he has to pay $200,000, obviously he will get something else as a medical issue.
That is not. It won't happen that way.
No, the stress. The stress. That is the main reason for medical issues, correct? Any kind of stress. So when there is a financial stress, also it is going to cause medical issues. So if I die and I don't have money, yeah, they will come after my wife. And what will my wife do if she doesn't have money? If she has a house, she has to sell the house and pay them off. That's all she has to do. And then if she doesn't have a place to stay, then she has to depend on the state. For homeless, you can say homeless and you get admitted in a homeless place. None of those. So, I mean, I'm giving the worst case scenario. Why is that we suffer? We suffer because we want to retain all the comforts. Mm. We want to retain all the comforts all the time. So, in that case, you need to have that kind of financial wherewithal for the rest of the life. And this is all based on whether I will have a job. And if I lose a job, obviously everything is going to come crumbling down. So, before you buy a house, before you buy property, please consult a financial advisor, not S.M. Kumar, not Subramanian Kumar. See, when I came to this country, I had no idea about anything. They said they would pay me some $1,800 per month. I quickly multiplied that by, at the time it was $15, 15 rupees to a dollar, or some around that, 13, 14, somewhere around that. I quickly multiplied that, and it was 25 times or 30 times more than what I was getting in India. I said, wow, fantastic. And I came running here. Okay. And as soon as I came here, I started finding out, oh, I thought I wanted to buy a car. Then they said, oh, if you have a car, you have to have insurance, auto insurance. Then the auto insurance was the $200 a month. So one by one, then finally it's the same situation. At the end of the month, you don't have money in your hand. Fortunately, here you have the plastic. Use the credit card, and then as soon as you get the money, you pay it off. So initially we stayed in a 1-bedroom den apartment. It was not even 2 bedroom, 1-bedroom den. And then when we came to Tampa, right away my wife said, oh, you have to take 2-bedroom. So I got a 2-bedroom apartment. And then very quickly 2-bedroom, then very quickly 1 car was not enough. So we bought a new car. So it became 2 cars. And accordingly, insurance. And then 2-bedroom after 1 year was not enough. So we went to a 2-bedroom with a loft, almost 3-bedroom apartment. And with 3-bedroom apartment, that was not enough after 1 year. So we bought a house, 2,500 square feet house. After 12 years, that house was not enough. So we came to a 3,500 square feet house. Where is the limit? Where is the limit? We have 5 bedrooms, 2 people, 5 bedrooms. Does it make any sense? Doesn't make any sense. But we have a status. I live in this neighborhood. We have a status. We don't want to let go of the status. Even if I want to let go of the status, the other we is not ready. So we have to struggle maintaining it. Anyways, so we have no understanding of life, that as we age, we don't need to. See, to me, 200 square feet is ideal. That's enough for me. 200 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. That's all. Even if it has a common bath, I'm okay with that. See, when we grew up, we were 6 in the house, plus 1 or 2 relatives will be hanging around. There was only 1 bathroom in the house. How did he manage? Only one bathroom. One shower and one toilet. I mean, we were fortunate that the bathroom and toilet were two different rooms. I don't think we ever had any problem. Yes, Akka, you are here.
Yeah, we were happy with that.
We are happy with that. I don't think we ever said we need one more bathroom or one more bedroom. Nothing. See, Rajashree asked a question and she has not shown up. It was a very interesting question that she asked. Unfortunately, she has not shown up, and I don't want to discuss that question without she being present, because I'll ask questions to her so that she becomes absolutely clear with whatever she has asked. So on that note, if there's no other question, I think we can close. It's already 9 o'clock. Priya, you're very quiet, and that bothers me.
No, Kumarji, I'm listening because I don't have anything to talk, so I'm just listening.
She's practicing Patanjali rule. Number 1. She's wiser.
It was too much, I was talking, but these days I don't have anything to talk also. I bothered Kumarji a lot with thousands of questions, but these days I'm little bit understanding the answers of the questions also. So I'm keeping quiet.
No, these days you have changed. Now she doesn't want, she wants me to talk to her husband.
Because they won't listen whatever I say. Did you talk? No, right?
I messaged him. I didn't speak to him. I messaged him. I obeyed you. I obeyed you, Priya.
She's growing up.
Thank you.
I don't know whether she is growing up or whether her husband is growing up. I don't know.
Together.
Together, yes. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much. We'll see you all next week with even more interesting questions and interesting observations and more interesting sutras coming your way. Lovely siddhis that we will discuss as we go on. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Thank you.